Okay, folks, listen. This is a live stream and I will be interacting with the viewers, but I am going to be showing you some information that I've shown before in the past. And you're going to, the reason I'm showing this again is not only for the new people who might be in the chat, but even for those who might have forgotten this incredible information that I've shown in the past. Because see, the reason I'm going to be showing this again is because to make sure you understand why Martin Luther King's death is so important to this puzzle, okay? Is because uh, Martin Luther King, all right, because his name is King, all right, they had to sacrifice. When I say sacrifice, we're talking about a ritual. I'm not saying he actually died, okay? Who knows, all right, whether they actually do these things or not. But you can't say that it's not possible that they would actually do it because they don't care. You know what I'm saying? Uh, what I'm saying is they don't care if they actually take someone's life. But let's just say it's just a ritual, okay? So Martin Luther King, uh, his death, how it's connected to Elvis, okay? That's what we're talking about. Because see, Elvis was known as the king, all right? So, and you know who the real king is? It's Jesus. Jesus is the king. He is the real king, all right? He's the only king in my eyes. So when they're killing the king, the Martin Luther King, they're actually killing Jesus, okay? And I'll prove it to you later in the video. But there's actually much more to that uh, why they're killing the king. I'm going to show that later. But in this particular one, right now, I'm going to show you how when they killed the king, it was a ritual saying, okay, they killed that king. There can only be one king, and that's Elvis, okay? And why are they doing that? Because see, Elvis was known as the king, and Martin Luther King, when he was when he was assassinated. Hold on. When he was assassinated, there was only man. You know what? I'm getting distracted because I'm noticing I don't see any comments. I only see one comment. I appreciate that. Honey, that was my wife saying thanks. I appreciate the comment. But look, so the reason that Martin Luther King was killed on that particular day, even why that day, but where was he killed is much more important. See, he was killed in Memphis, Tennessee, and who lived in Memphis, Tennessee when Martin Luther King was killed? It was Elvis. Elvis, who's known as the King, was living in Memphis, Tennessee when Martin Luther King was killed. So King had the king whacked. Okay? Now, hold on. Now, and what makes this so important, okay, besides what I'm about to show you, is that now Seattle, where is in King County, right? Well, Seattle's in King County, but now, back in 2006, they made it official that Martin Luther King is now named after King County, where Seattle is now named after Martin Luther King. It was named after some dude named Rufus King, I think. And then they changed it in 2006. They were trying to change it. They put it like in the 80s, like they wanted to make it that. But they waited till 2006 to make it official. Okay, and just real quick, let me make sure that's correct. When was King County, Seattle officially named after Martin Luther King?
April 19th, 2005.
So it was April 19th, 2005, okay? And so before it was named after a different king. All right. So that's what you have to understand. So what happened to Martin Luther King? He was murdered. What do you think is going to happen to Seattle? Okay. And remember, I'm telling you that that Seattle is going to be slewed. Okay, and slew means to violently kill. Seattle's going to be slewed on June 11th. Okay, and why am I saying Seattle's going to be slewed? Because the year Elvis died, and by the way, I did not know this before I made the, I made the prediction first. I didn't know this particular information, but in horse racing, the year Elvis died, the same year Elvis died, back in 1977, there was a horse called Seattle Slew who won the Triple Crown, which is the most, you know, greatest thing a horse can do in horse racing. And he won the Triple Crown, and he did it on June 11th. So June 11th, the same year Elvis died, a horse called Seattle Slew wins the Triple Crown. Now think about that, folks. The year Elvis died. So death again connected to Seattle, slew, violently kill, Martin Luther King killed, okay, and in the same Memphis, Tennessee, where Elvis lived, and Seattle slew winning the Triple Crown June 11th, the year Elvis died, the same year, okay. And what is horse racing known as? The sport of kings. So you have a king reference again. Okay? Do you see what I'm saying? Hold on. I want to make sure people are in the chat here. Okay, yeah, people are paying, I guess they're paying attention. Is horse racing known as the sport of kings?
According to Wikipedia, in later times, thoroughbred racing became popular with British royalty and aristocrats, earning it the title of Sport of Kings.
You see what I'm saying? So again, another king reference. Elvis the King, Martin Luther King, Seattle Slew, June 11th, the Sport of Kings. The king dies the same year as the Seattle Slew, and the June 11th, then Seattle's in King County. You see how it's all connecting? Okay, now, where was I going with this? Hold on one second. Anyway, so let's look, okay, at the eerie numbers connected to Martin Luther King's death date, okay? And before I start going into that, just real quick, before I show you that, by the way, I've done like in depth, like a lot more information about this, but right now I'm just going to show quick, recaps of it. But before I do that, let me just tell you this, that Martin Luther King, when he was killed, it was a leap year. So because he died on 4/4, okay? So if he dies on 4/4 on a leap year, it's falling on the 4/5 day. Do you get it? Because the 4/5 would have been the actual day if it was a regular year. Do you get what I'm saying? Because 4/4 is the 94th day of the year, but it fell on because it fell on a leap year, it's actually the 95th day, and the 95th day is actually 4/5. Okay, so it's the 44/45. Do you get it? Because it was a leap year, so it was 4/4, but it fell on the 4/5 day, so it's the 44/45. And who's the 44/45 president? Trump and Obama Trump. See, it's Trump and Obama Trump, because how is it just Trump 44/45? Because Trump is the 44th person to become president, but the 45th actual president to take office. Because see, there was a guy named Grover Cleveland who won the 22nd and the 24th president. He missed the 23rd, so he didn't win back to back. And that's why there's a discrepancy in how many persons, you know what I mean? It's 44 presidents total, but 45 that actually took office, okay? Because one of them was twice the same. And that's what Trump is. See, Trump comes back again. He skips one, comes back again, kind of like the Cleveland. And why is that important? Because Grover Cleveland is the 216 area code. You see what I'm saying? And because I told you Trump's going to get his head wound in Ohio on August 4th, the 216th day of the year. It all connects to each other. And is it a coincidence that I drove taxi 216 and my driver's license says I live on a street called Cleveland? I mean, you see what I'm saying? Everything connects to each other. All right. And I didn't know any of this information. I didn't even know that Cleveland, Ohio was 216 area code when I said Trump's going to get his head wound on August 4th. And I said he was going to go to get it in Ohio. I didn't know that Ohio was a 216 area code. Okay? I mean, that Cleveland that Ohio had the 216 area code. I told you it's all supernatural. Now, let's get back to the MLK, because I told you Seattle is in King County. It's named after Martin Luther King now, okay? And I told you Martin Luther King was killed in Memphis, Tennessee. Elvis lived there, and Elvis is known as the King. Martin Luther King was killed, okay? Seattle Slew wins the Triple Crown on June 11th, the Sport of Kings, the same year Elvis died. So it's all about death, man. Slewed, okay? Now, let's get to how these ridiculous, remember, MLK was killed on 4/4. Okay, now pay attention. Martin Luther King, born in it. Hold on. He was born in Atlanta. Okay. Did you know that Atlanta is the 404 area code? And he died on 404? Are you kidding me? So he was born in the 404 area code, dies on the 404 day. And look, he died in the year 1968. The 19th prime number is 67. The 68th prime number is 337. You add that up, it's 404. I mean, can you believe this? I mean, you can't make this stuff up, man. You see what I'm saying? Do you understand what I'm showing you here? And yes, the word kill equals 44. Yes, I've shown that before many times. And the word anti, A-N-T-I, equals kill. Exact same numbers, forward and backward. So anti equals 44 and kill equals 44, Anyway, and so I'm just asking you, what is the chances of these equations? And yes, the error code is 404 on the computer, right? Or something like that. Whatever the hell, I don't know. But I know what you're talking about. Okay, so I asked you, what is the chance of that, right? But wait, remember I told you they're killing Jesus? Okay, watch and see how they kill Jesus. Look, Jesus, his name in the forward numbers, which is the more important, but 7461 is also important. But look, 7411 is what Jesus equals. Look at the prime numbers. The 74th prime is 373. The 11th prime is 31. You add that up, it's 404. You see what I'm saying? So they're killing Jesus when they do that. All right. Do you get it? I can show you much more to these numbers, okay? But I've shown that in the older videos, but I'm not going to show it here, okay? I hope you got what I'm showing you here, okay? Now, remember, he died on 4/4, right? 4/4. So the fourth prime number is 7. So 4, 7. So if you add if you add the 4 to the 7, 7 plus 4 is 11. 4 prime is 7. So remember, it was 2 4s. He was born. He died on 4/04, right? So it's 7/4 again. Are you looking at what I'm showing you? 7411, 7411. Who is 7411? Jesus. Do you understand? Okay? 7411, 7411. The fourth prime number is 7. Do you get it? 7 plus 4 is 11. And there was two of them, right? 404, he died. So 1111. Look, Washington was founded. The state of Washington was founded on 1111. Are you looking? Washington, the state was founded on 1111. 1111, right there. And is it a coincidence that Martin Luther King's father died on 1111? His father died. Martin Luther King's father. Martin Luther King Jr., not Martin Luther King Jr., not the guy we know, but his father died on 1111. Again, I ask you, what is the chance of that? Okay? And you remember, and I told you that, and Martin Luther King's father, his father died in Atlanta, which is where Martin Luther King Jr. was born. You know, he's born 404 area code, like I showed earlier. You know what I mean? Okay, now, so, folks, I'm asking you to just, have some common sense that how is this possible if these are not rituals for what I'm describing to you, what I'm explaining to you, okay? It's absolutely impossible. Now, so that same year that MLK was killed, Elvis's comeback special was that year. Because I told you that his death, the death of King County, where Seattle is Elvis's comeback. Do you get it? So if Elvis made his comeback the year Martin Luther King died, then that means that the death of King County is when Elvis rises. Does that make sense? Do you get it? Okay, now, so if if Martin Luther King is connected to Washington, because it's, Seattle's in Washington and King County's in Washington, that means that George Washington will be connected somehow to his death, okay? Now, watch this. Hold on. So, when, man, this is just ridiculous. I hope you guys are paying attention, man. Look. So you know how old Elvis was? He was 33 years old the day, because I told you Elvis is the CC rider. C is the 3-3, right? CC 3-3. It's because C is the third letter. Get it? 3-3. He's the CC rider. Anyway, so he was 33 years old. Look at this. Watch. Pay attention. If you don't add the day, this is the equation. If you add the day, it'll add up to 1 here. So it'll be 1, 2, 1, 4, 1. So really, because it's up to that day, because he died and the day wasn't over yet. So technically, it would be 12, 1, 4, 0. And by the way, this was a leap year. Okay, so that means it would have been 1, 2, 1, 4, 0 any other year. So let's just say this is the equation, because that's what it is, if you don't add the day, but up to that day. So it's 1, 2, 1, 4 with a crown, because the O is a crown, I told you. So it's 12, 14. Why is this important? Because Washington's death date was 12, 14. You see what I'm saying? So death and destruction of the King County, Seattle. Get it? Do you understand what I'm showing you? It's the death, 1214 with a crown. Okay? Now, and if you still think that's a coincidence, okay, let's look at from George Washington's death on 12/14, from the year he died, 1799, to the day that MLK was killed. Watch this. Look at this. So from George Washington's death date, because Seattle's in Washington, King County's in Washington, from 12/14/1799 to the day MLK was supposedly killed, look at his numbers, 61473. And I told you the letter the number 7 and 3, or 3 and 7, looks like the letters EL. EL means God in Hebrew, El this. So 61473 is the total when you add the day. Look at this. That's Trump's birthday, 614. You see that? EL to the 614. Do you see what I'm saying here? Okay. Again, I ask you, what is the chance of that? Okay. And if you think it's a coincidence, before I show you this next equation, okay, so because I told you Elvis, he was the first famous person to have anything to do with the Seattle Space Needle when he made a movie called It Happened at the World's Fair. That movie came out right when the World's Fair opened, and Elvis was seen in the Space Needle, okay, in that movie. And he was the first famous person to have anything to do with that Seattle Space Needle. Okay, they even documented it on a news stories, but at the time, back in 1962. Anyway, so not only was he the first to have anything to do with the Space Needle in Seattle, he was the first famous person to take a needle on live television. First famous person to take a needle. And he did it on Bill Gates' first birthday. And Bill Gates was born in Seattle. Do you get it? Okay? And the guy who invented the polio injection, because that's what he took, the polio shot on live television, he took it 42 years to the day, because the polio guy was, Jonas Salk, was born on the day Elvis took the needle, which was Bill Gates' first birthday. So 42 years old, Jonas Salk was on that day that Elvis took the needle on October 28, 1956. That was the day that Jonas Salk turned 42. And why is that important? Because Elvis, he died at the age of 42, and Washington is the 42nd state. You see what I'm saying? How it all connects? And it's about the needle. So Jonas Salk was 42. Elvis dies at the age of 42. Washington's the 42nd state. Okay, so I'm just throwing that stuff out there for you to understand what's going on here. Anyway, so I was just trying to show you everything's about the needle. And that year in horse racing, there was a horse who almost won the Triple Crown. He won two out of the 3 races of the Triple Crown races. And why is that? You know, because I told you the Triple Crown is the most prestigious thing to win. And he won 2 out of the 3. And what is 2/3? It's 66.6 something. You see what I'm saying? Do you get what I'm saying? What is 2/3 of 100?
2 divided by 3 times 100 is approximately 66.67.
It's 6666, whatever. It just goes on, the sixes. It's, I don't know what the heck. But anyway, the point I'm trying to make is it connects. So why am I bringing that up? Because remember, I told you the year Elvis died, there was a horse called Seattle Slew who won the Triple Crown on June 11th. And I told you June 11th is the day I'm telling you Seattle's going to get struck, right? And there was a horse that when Elvis took the needle, who won the 2 of the 3 races? Who won 2 of the 3 Triple Crown races in 1956? You piece of... Who won the Kentucky Derby in 1956?
Horse needles. According to Facebook, Hashtag Flashback Friday Watch Hall of Fame horse needles. With
What was the horse's name that won the Kentucky Derby in 1956?
Needles.
See?
According to some
So
information
Needles
found on
won.
Wikipedia.
Needles won the first and the third leg. He missed the second one. Okay? So he won 2 out of the 3 Triple Crown races that year. The year Elvis took the Needle. Think about how crazy that is. That a horse called Needles wins when Elvis takes the Needle. Come on, man. Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on. Anyway, so Elvis, so why am I bringing that up? There's a reason why I'm bringing that up, okay? Because remember, I was just showing you how Trump was connected to you remember I was showing this, remember, a minute ago, that from George Washington's death date to MLK's death date, you had the 614 with the EL, 61473. Anyway, so the reason I'm bringing that up is because I'm trying to show you that even Trump's connected to that, right? And I was talking about the needle, right? So check this out. So the year Elvis took the needle, folks, pay attention how important this is. Okay? How important. Where's my pen? I lost my pen. Oh, there it is. So this is here. So Elvis takes the needle, right? Hold on. So this is the year Elvis took the needle, right? October 28, 1956. And this is the equation. 7,965 days. If you add the day, it's 7,965 days. This was the percentage of that. 21, it was 20, because it was 21 years, right? So it's 21, 82.19%. So it's 2,182. But look at this. It's 82.19%. Seattle equals 82.19. But anyway, forget about that. Elvis takes, this is super important, but forget about that right now. Elvis takes the needle, and it's 7,965 days. And look, from Trump's birthday to the day MLK was killed, it's the same equation if you don't add the day. But if you add the day, it's 1 day more. See what I mean? So Trump even connects to that, okay? Because, Elvis and Trump are the devil twins. You know that, But anyway, that's Elvis's birth date. That's Trump's birth date. Okay. Anyway, the point I'm trying to make is it's connected to MLK's death, and this is connected to the needle. Okay. So it's all connected to needle. It's connected to Seattle. 8219. See, that's the equation. 8219. 21 years. 8219. And 21 is like the 777, 777 type of thing, Anyway, so what was I showing now? Oh, so again, I asked you, what is all these anyone who came in late, you're not going to understand all the stuff I showed. Go back and watch, okay? Now, this MLK and his father, I told you, it's going to connect Martin Luther King, because my other prediction is August 4th, right? And MLK Sr., what year did Martin Luther King Sr. die?
Martin Luther King Sr. died on November 11th, 1984.
So he dies, pay attention, he dies on 11/11/84, right? Remember, this is Martin Luther King Sr., his father, Martin Luther King's father. Because it was Martin Luther King Jr. who was assassinated, right? Assassinated. But anyway, so his father dies on 11/11/84. And I told you Washington State was founded on 11/11, okay? And remember, my other prediction is that Trump gets his head one on 8/4. So he died in the year 84. How old was Martin Luther King Sr.?
Martin Luther King Sr. was 84 years old when...
So he died at 84. So he died in the year 84, and he died at the age of 84, okay? So there's your 8/4 connection. Now, pay attention. My goodness. So So Martin Luther King Sr. dies at the age of 84. All right, are you paying attention? He dies at the age of 84. And remember, he died on Washington founding date, 11/11. But, so he dies at the age of 84 in the year 84 on Washington's founding date, 11/11. So if you go back to 11/11, the day Washington was founded back in 1889, it was 10 years before uh, 10 years before MLK Sr. was born. But look what happens to the equation. Pay attention, folks. Get ready. See, look. So I know this is a mess, but pay attention. This is MLK Sr.'s birthday. Martin Luther King Sr., his birthday and his death. He dies at the age of 84, okay? The percentage was 84.95. The percentage, 8495. From the day Washington was founded, Washington State, to the day MLK Sr. died is 95 years. So he dies at 84, and it was 95 years from Washington being founded to the day that MLK Sr. died. And look, the equation, 8495. He dies at 84, 95 years in between MLK Sr. and the Washington State founding. You see what I'm saying? 8495. Now, pay attention, okay? What am I showing? Oh, because, pay attention why I'm showing this, okay? So remember, MLK Sr. died at the age of 84, and then you had the 95, right? The 8495 I just showed you. So Martin Luther King Jr., guess how old he is right now? I mean, he's going to turn 95 next year, his death. I mean, that is, how old he would have been if he was alive. 95. So you have the 8495 coming up, okay? Because his father died at 84, and he's going to be 95. Does that make sense, what I'm saying here? Does that make sense or no? Hold on, let me keep going here. Hold on. Hold on, folks. I gotta just get rid of a few people here. Anyway. So, where am I here? Okay, so if you think that's a coincidence, what happened to the color? What happened to the color of the screen? Is anyone seeing the color change? Because all of a sudden it looks weird, the color. What's going on here? Does anyone know what's going on? I don't know. Yeah, you see a color change, right? What the hell? What did I hit? What the hell? I don't understand what happened. Yeah, I didn't hit nothing. I don't know what's going on with the color. How do I change the stupid color? Um, all right. I don't know how I did it, but I put it back. Sorry about that. All right. Yeah. Now it's back. No, I want no filter. I want you to see the real JEWrassic. That's right. The real JEWrassic. That's funny. Anyway, so MLK Sr., all right? Pay attention. Okay? Pay attention. So MLK Sr. was born his Martin Luther King Jr.'s father, right? So, okay, before I show you this, remember that June 11th is the 162nd day of the year. Will you remember that? June 11th is the 162nd day of the year. So from MLK Sr.'s birthday to MLK's birthday, look at this equation. Please tell me again, how is this possible? MLK Sr.'s birthday to MLK's birth date is 10620. There's your 162 with two crowns. Look at that. I mean, just come on, man. What is going on here? You know what I mean? This is ridiculous. All right. Now, hold on. Look at this. From MLK's death date for Martin Luther King Jr. died on 4/4/68 to the day MLK Sr. died. Look at this. Look at this. Look at this. From MLK's death, Jr., to MLK Sr.'s death. Look at this. Okay? I ask you again, what's going on here? There's some freaky stuff, man. Okay? And, hold on. Give me a second, folks. And by the way, that's enough. I had enough of this. I think I've had enough, folks. All right, listen. I'm going to come back on later. And for the people who came in late, you got to watch from the beginning. But you know what I could do? No, I'm not going to. Well, you know what I do want to check real quick? Is from MLK to... I know I've done that before 100 times, the equations, but hold on. Where am I? Hold on. These equations, I've done them 100 times, but I'm just going to redo it one second. I just want to see from MLK Sr. to, MLK's death to the Kingdom demolition. I just want to see if there's any new things that I can connect to that, which I've done many times in the past, but the more knowledge I get, the more I can connect it properly. Yeah, I don't, hold on. There is something I could show here, but I'm not gonna show it. There's definitely stuff in that numbers, but hold on. I want to connect. I want to see if Martin Luther King Sr., the one who died in '84, let's see if he's connected. Again, it's definite connections there, but it's not, I don't feel like explaining it, but it's definitely good connections with that too. But anyway, folks, listen, I've had enough. There's other things I'm going to show you guys in the future. But right now I want to end the chat. That way it's a short video. People, not short, but it's like 40 minutes long. But anyway, for the people who got in late, you got to watch from the beginning. That way you could see how perfect these connections are. Okay. And, yeah, we'll talk about another. And I might do another live stream later tonight on my backup channels. Oh, that's what I want to do. While you guys are here, make sure you subscribe to my backup channels, because you know why? Because not that I'm going to be putting up videos over there, but I'm going to be doing like just little live streams where if I want to do a second live stream in one day, I want to go over there and do it and not. So let me show you how to get to those lives, to those channels. Because, people try to copy my channel. So that's why you got to make sure you don't subscribe to the wrong one. So here's, so let me show you which my two channels are, okay? I mean, my 3 channels, okay? But you have to type here, hold on, where is it? Okay, pay attention. These are my, oh man, hold on, folks. All right, so here's one. So this is one of the backup channels. If I could get it to, okay, you see that? But don't look just for that. Look for this. And always my channels are going to have more than 1,000 subscribers. I have 3 channels and all 3 of them have more than 1,000 subscribers. So if you see another channel with my name or any name like this, it won't have over 1,000 subscribers. So don't worry. So that means it's not my channel. So look, this is what one of the channel's name is. Okay. And then the other one is, where is it? There, here's the other one right there. Okay, so this is the other one. So remember, and it has over 1,000 subscribers also. See, so make sure you subscribe to those backup channels, those 2. All right. Anyway, just you could pause it later and just look at it, but right now. Okay. So make sure you subscribe to that because I'll do some backup live streams over there. All right. So for the people who, who want to interact and talk to me or listen to something I say, even though it might be boring, you might still find it interesting if you're bored, All right, folks. So make sure you subscribe to those backup channels. Okay. And that because I am going to be doing some live streams over there. Anyway. All right, folks. God bless all of you. And Jesus is God. End of video. I'm going to leave this video up and make sure you watch from the beginning. It's super important you watch the whole thing, okay? If you got in late. All right. Take care. God bless all of you. Jesus is God. End of video.